is Hale in Rushville, Nebraska.
Pay the check.
Hal definitely has what I would call an avant-garde approach to the whole lantern training thing. And I'm wondering, as we come out of the first episode, what is John thinking about that? Like, clearly it's not his favorite way to tackle a project, but how is he engaging with it at that point in the story, do you think?
You hit the nail on the head. It's not how John would do it. But I think at this very early stage of the process for him, at the early stage of the relationship that he's developing with Hal, he has to, it pains him, but he has to put his emotions on the back burner, and he has to lead not with his heart. He can't lead with his spirit. He has to lead with a very objective mind, and not be offended, not find anything egregious.
I'm not on f***ing tilt.
Then he's testing you. They're allowed to have tantrums. We're not. So breathe in, button down, and bottle up.
He has to really just sit on a lot of the things that he's feeling. And I think in those first two episodes, you know, it's sort of literally and metaphorically, it's, you know, to John, at least in those moments, it feels like insult after insult after insult. And he has to just absorb it.
You ditched me.
I was testing you.
This is the path to achieving what his whole life has been directed towards.
And exactly the thing that Aaron just described is what gives Hal the perfect opportunity to mess with him constantly, because that's who he is. He's the military guy. He's the sniper. He's clean. He doesn't listen. He doesn't hear. But I know he hears everything, and I'm getting to him. Junior here's a vegan. He doesn't believe in anything that causes enjoyment. But we'd love to come to supper.
Well,
And so much fun.
Kyle, that is my next question. Like, how much thought would we say Hal has put into this before we get there? Because it seems very freeform, but is there a method to that madness?
Yeah, I mean, I think at the beginning, it's just something that's going to pass by. I mean, yeah, okay, they say here he's the guy, but he's not going to be able to do the job. And I don't have to worry too much about it. I've been doing this thing for a long time, and I can tell right away. I'm like, the kid's tough. He's got this and that, but he ain't going to be able to figure this out. But slowly, surely, you know, a relationship forms and things move on, and that's the fun of the whole story. I mean, look, he's a threat. He's a threat to my identity, who I am, who I've been, who I want to be, but also I realize, you know, time's coming to an end eventually. You know, whether it's not tomorrow or the next day, it's not going to be more than 20 years or 10 years, or, you know, something's going to have to happen. So there's so much to play in it. There's mortality, and there's mentorship, and there's anger and hatred, and there's so much to play in these roles. It's absolutely the reason why I'm so lucky to be sitting here. And they sent me this script, and I read it, and I was like, wow, okay, this is, and now I realize it was even more than I ever expected, because the people we worked with were so giving in wanting us to find even more and to play. Like, they enjoyed watching us find our path as much as they did hoping to fill the path of these words. That's what I think, anyway.
Yeah,
great
that's
people.
awesome.
Great
That's so
people.
cool. What was the mood on set? I mean, I obviously, like, these projects are huge, right? And like,
Yeah.
But like, tell me about the mood, even when your guys are filming serious things. Was it what did it feel like on set?
It's just a really happy set, you know, like it was an amazing crew. And it was funny because there were certain members of the crew that were like proper comic book nerds as well, you know. And so there was a delight there in people seeing what was happening, and then if there was any sort of things that we didn't know from episodes that hadn't come out yet, people would start guessing about what was going on. It was just like, it was lovely. It was really happy set. And I mean, I always think it's like a trickle down effect at work on most jobs. So it comes from directors and number ones in the call sheet. And so our number ones and twos were just great. And it was just lovely.
Oh, it's so cool. Give me the finer points of playing the hologram.
Am I dead?
Well, there's an age difference, so there's knowledge in between the two.
Right.
That
More time in makeup.
more time make reshoots. Got those?
So you are Hal.
No, yes, mostly ish.
Yeah, no, they wanted him to be. I looked him as a little younger and a little less cynical, you know, and but tried to keep the humor. And there's something I built into Hal that came naturally, and I love playing this. But he's a little ditzy sometimes. You know, he does things that, you know, they really don't make sense, but he'll go all in nonetheless, you know? So there's a little bit of that too, like he's really over here. Like if I could ever get
Superheroes don't really lock their doors.
yeah. If I can ever get John's character in the show to do a double take and look at me and go, what the hell is he talking about? I love it, you know?
Yeah.
And so, because I think the audience has fun with it, and I certainly have fun playing it. So there's that. And I think both Hal and he have that, but at different levels. And the Hal has one that's a little darker and a little bit like, you know, like sending him over the cliff in the car. I think that's funny. But Halogram might think, well, wait a second. He might not have been doing that back in the day.
Right.
Kind of stuff.
I really enjoyed.
And they didn't know each other.
Exactly. I really enjoyed working with Kyle when he would sort of make the shift. The Halogram and John get along much better than Hal and John.
Right.
Yeah. We get along?
We get along great.
They actually could go to the bar and hang. Hal and John, we love each other, but they couldn't really do that unless it was mandatory, you know?
Yeah, the Halogram's worried about what the older self is doing.
Yeah.
I mean, he apologizes almost at times.
Yeah.
The sheriff is there. Kerry's there when we first see some of like what Hal can do with the ring, right? And obviously that's not happening on the set. But when you saw that for the first time in the episode, like what was your impression of like when he like, for instance, I'm thinking about when he like blocks the explosion in the questioning room.
Yeah, I think that's when it all gets a bit real for Kerry.
Mm-hmm.
But the bottle opener. She just wants him gone. So she's not like, oh, wow, like the way he expects.
Right.
She's just like, you're such a jack and I need you to go now.
He's like, I'm going to come up with this plan to get thrown in jail. And then she's just like, no, I see through exactly what right?
Yeah, absolutely. She thinks he's like being all Columbo and sort of.
It's almost as if he wanted to get arrested, so I throw him in jail next to the suspect I told him he couldn't talk to.
I will say, I think that woman has more patience than I might have had in many of those situations, right?
Yeah. Well, she's a mother. I think you sort of do learn.